Hi, everybody. Peter Greenberg here. If you thought of choosing a cruise and you've never taken one, then chances are you watched one too many reruns of The Love Boat. You think your cabin's going to be the size of the state of Rhode Island and you'll be entertaining the entire King family in there. Well, guess what? You're not. Or that your drinks are going to be free, or that the doctor's your new best friend. Well, he is, but you may have to pay for that too. There are more cruise ships out there on the seas now than ever before, on many more brands than ever before, going to more ports and exotic ports of call than ever before. So the choices get a little tougher, or maybe they can actually become a little easier, because joining us now, the managing editor of cruisecritic.com, who will help decipher some of these things and maybe dispel a few myths in the process, John Deiner. Hey, John.
Hi, Peter. How are you?
So let's start talking initially about how do you choose a cruise. I remember, going back when my parents were looking at a cruise, they'd get the catalog and they'd take it to bed every night and they'd dream and they'd book 9 years in advance. And there were always, every brochure picture was shot with a wide angle lens, and it always showed the happy couple toasting each other. It was like Commander Whitehead from the old Schweppes commercials. And everybody was in their formal gear every night. That's not really the case anymore.
Not really, Peter. There are a very wide range of cruises right now. It all depends on what you wanted to get out of your cruise. If you want to sit around and sip margaritas the entire time, you can do that. If you want to get out and have some adventure, you can do that.
I guess the question is, for someone who's never taken a cruise, maybe the cruise to choose is one of those 3 and 4 day cruises, sort of the appetizer cruise that's going to go to the Bahamas and turn around and come back, or go down to Mexico, turn around, come back to Ensenada. I mean, that'll give you an idea right away whether you just like the idea of it, because people are a little intimidated by it.
Exactly. 3 or 4 days is a great way to get used to the whole process. The embarkation, the debarkation, muster drills, dining around. It's a good way to know if you don't want to sit around in the middle of the ocean for a couple of days. That's how you're going to find out.
Well, if you don't want to sit around in the middle of the ocean, don't take Carnival off the southern coast of California. Then you'll be sitting around for a couple of days. But
they all got a free cruise from that.
You know what they did? I will tell you this. Carnival actually stepped up to the plate. They did the right thing. Normally, cruise lines don't do the right thing in my book. They'll give you like a 25% discount off your next abusive experience. And
exactly.
What they did here is they immediately stepped up to the plate, gave them a free cruise, and refunded their money, which is pretty cool.
Oh, we had people jealous of them.
Well, you know what? Let me dispel a rumor right now. They didn't eat Spam. They were airlifted Spam by the U.S. Navy, but they never cracked open those cans.
It was
Thank God.
Spam-free cruise.
But I'll make you a prediction. 9 months from that incident, a lot of babies are going to be born.
Named Spam. Yeah.
Let's hope not.
Exactly.
No, but let's talk about this. Not that many people, even though the numbers have increased dramatically, as a percentage of the U.S. population, a very small number have actually taken a cruise.
Oh, very small. I believe it's 10% or so have actually been on a cruise ship. So there's a vast reserve of people who haven't been on a cruise yet. And so the cruise lines are struggling mightily to get those people on board.
And yet those who have, a lot of them are heavy repeaters. They liked it, they came back.
They are. All the cruise lines have programs for their frequent cruisers, and they're full of people who want to come back over and over again.
So I guess your advice, at least, and I would probably echo that as well, if you're going to take a cruise for the first time, don't pick the round-the-world itinerary. Don't pick the 2-week cruise to the Mexican Riviera. Do a 3 and 4 day introductory cruise out of Florida, out of Los Angeles. There are even some that may be going out of New Orleans, some other ports.
Make it easier, yeah. New York City, you can go to Canada for 3 or 4 days.
Or Bermuda.
Bermuda, that's about 7 days from New York. Really nice, easy cruises.
Here's the other thing that people don't realize, and it goes back to September 11th. When that tragedy happened, hotels were in trouble, airlines were in trouble, people stopped traveling. The cruise lines were the only business in the travel industry that could literally reposition their assets. You can't move a hotel, you can't move an airline that fast. They literally took their ships and brought them back to many U.S. ports because people were worried about flying over a body of water to go somewhere. So all of a sudden you had 17 cities in this country that had ports. They didn't even know they had ports.
Exactly.
That all of a sudden
home is still very popular.
So, I mean, you got Baltimore, New Orleans, Houston. You've got,
Philadelphia, but they're pulling out of Philadelphia now.
Well, okay. But other than that...
For a couple of years, though, it was a big port.
Yeah. And San Diego all of a sudden got bigger. New York, which was ignored by the cruise lines.
Huge.
It's now, you've got new ports in Brooklyn and New Jersey.
Bayonne, yes.
Exactly. So lots of choices there.